Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Report.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Dr. Kevin Donnelly, Professor of Agronomy at Kansas State University, is joining us. Dr. Donnelly, you had the privilege of being the judge for the State Fair Soybean Plant Judging Competition down in Hutchinson in September.
Yeah, certainly did. I appreciate the opportunity to do that. We had a good show this year, probably had about a dozen entries in two different classes. The contest is set up by maturity groups, so we had about 12 or 13 entries each in the Group 3 and 4 maturity classes.
So when you're judging soybean plants, what are some of the things you look for?
We do have some guidelines listed in the State Fair booklet for this particular contest, and so one thing that first I guess start off with, there are actually 4 maturity groups listed, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Typically in Kansas, we mostly are growing 3s and 4s, so that's primarily where our entries were. So particularly in the early maturity, the Group 3, I would be focusing a little more on maturity. But the main things we're looking for is sort of uniform height of plants. You have to select 5 plants, including the roots, so they need to be dug up carefully, wash the roots off. We do indicate nodules to be important there. I understand that sometimes those can get sloughed off, but it is important that they understand they're supposed to be shown with the roots intact. So I like to see as tall a plant as possible, but we're also looking for basically for pod set. Certainly pods per plant, getting a high number of pods is the key. Not necessarily always looking for the biggest plants. You can go out the end of the row somewhere or a gap in the field and find a big bushy tree-like plant, which soybeans will do if they have extra room. So I'd like to see more uniform plants that are similar in size and branching pattern. And then having good pod set, that's the main thing, all the way from top to bottom, and seeing a uniform pod size and fill. Maturity, again, on the Group 3s, I like to see them being a little more mature. Then we look for, since they are shown with the leaves on, freedom from disease and insect damage and so forth would be important as well. Lastly would be, the bundle itself. They are kind of onerous to bundle together. They don't make a nice, neat bundle, maybe like some of our other displays of small grain in the head or something like that. So they're a little onerous to bundle together, but a nice tie around them above the root system.
Dr. Donnelly, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, appreciate it, and hope everybody consider submitting an entry next year.
Dr. Kevin Donnelly, who is the Professor of Agronomy at Kansas State University, is our guest on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Report. Stay tuned for Dwayne's visit with Mark Idle, a producer from Western Kansas.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.